Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is BestInSlot. Really excited to talk to you guys tonight and tell you all about patch 1.6, an upcoming free update to Jurassic World Evolution. Yes, surprisingly, despite patch 1.5 coming along with the Doctor Who DLC just a few weeks ago, patch 1.6 is on the way in just 2 days' time. A free update for Jurassic World Evolution for all of us console and PC player alike. So what does it actually include? Well, this patch primarily focuses on changes to Sandbox Mode and changes to Challenge Mode. It's not the biggest patch in the world by any stretch of the imagination, but if you're into challenge mode, it's going to give you a lot to do. Speaking of which, by the way, this is my challenge mode. I finally went and finished it last night on Jurassic difficulty. I think my final time was about 6.5 hours, which I think is pretty good. It's definitely not record breaking by any stretch. Some people have done some incredible times, but I think it's a pretty solid time, to say the least. Let's release my little Triceratops there as well. I'm going to do a little guide, I think, on challenge mode, just on what I've learned from playing this, because I know some of you have struggled with Jurassic difficulty, so I'm going to do a little thing on that before the Thursday, because I think a lot of people are going to want to give it a go on Thursday. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. I want to talk about the Sandbox changes first of all. So Sandbox is, of course, the Isla Nublar mode. Now, that's not been changed. I still hope for the day we get to do Sandbox on every island in the game. That would be a really cool change. You know, maybe after 5-starring those islands or something like that. But for now, it's still Nublar, but we are getting 4 new settings. The first one is dinosaur aggression. Basically, it doesn't give us all the details, but we know at the very least we'll be able to ramp up our dinosaurs' aggression, make them fight a lot more, or we'll be able to basically turn off entirely, stop your dinosaurs fighting. That's pretty cool. Doesn't make a big difference, I think, in a lot of ways, but in combination with one of the other ones we'll talk about in a moment, I think it has more of an impact. What we don't know, see, on the forum post it says, let me check my little quote, plus more specific options so you can play how you want to play. That's to do with dinosaur aggression. Maybe, little bit of a hunch, you may be able to turn off hunting for your carnivores. So they rely purely on feeders, and you'll be able to have your carnivores and your herbivores live completely happily together. I know that's something loads of people have wanted, even if it doesn't logically make that much sense. I know people have requested it a lot, and I think it'd be really cool to make some really cool exhibits. You know, we'd be unbound by dinosaur limitations entirely in combination with the other options. So we'll have to wait and see. The second one is disable failed incubations. Incubations will no longer fail at all, which, helpful enough. It means you no longer have to use your success rate ones on your Sandbox mode. You can ramp up all the genetics of your dinosaurs way to max and never worry about them failing, which is pretty cool. The third one is probably the biggest one, is you can now toggle dinosaur-specific stats, things like habitat stats and stress stats. Well, it says habitat, population, and social. Those are the 3 we know about. So basically, if we look at our little Kingosaurus over here, it's big spiky, oh, you're adorable, big spiky cute boy, we can see here the social group is 2 to 12. But what if you wanted 1,000 Chunkingosauruses? Well, they would try to kill each other. When you exceed the social group for herbivores, they just beat on each other. It's really annoying. And we had this problem with my Stegosauruses when I was doing my herding video the other day. With this patch, you will be able to turn off those social limits and have as many dinosaurs as you want. Now, that sounds interesting, but the place that really matters is dinosaurs like the Ankylosaurus. The Ankylosaurus is classically known, all the Ankylosaurians really, for having really annoying limits. Now, patch 1.5 and Doctor Who helped that a little bit. We got these new genes, we could increase social groups, we could increase population limits, but it's still fairly limited for stuff like the Ankylosaurus. Because he's just a picky little dinosaur at the end of the day. Well, no more. With this patch, on Sandbox mode, any combination of dinosaurs you like in any exhibit, no limits at all. I think that's pretty cool. The other addition is you can now charge yourself a Hammond Foundation Fee as well. For those who don't know, the Hammond Foundation Fee is a challenge mode thing. If I go into my income here, you'll see on the left, my income is 2,342,000. It's a lot of money. But the Hammond Foundation Fee is currently taking 1.6 million away from me for a total negative of 2 million and something. So basically the Hammond Foundation Fee is a way to keep you in check. It keeps you grounded, it stops the game getting too easy. It gives it a difficulty, and that's kind of where the main difficulty, along with the constant disease and the constant breakouts and the constant storms, that's kind of where most of the difficulty for challenge mode on Jurassic difficulty comes from. We'll talk a bit more about challenge mode in a moment. But those are all the new Sandbox options. Nothing groundbreaking this time, but I've got to say, Sandbox mode has become so much better than it was at release. It's got like 10 times as many options or something ridiculous. It was very, very bare bones when the game first came out, and now it is absolutely loaded with features. It's really cool to see it develop. However, the bigger changes for this patch in patch 1.6 are challenge mode. At the moment, you can do challenge mode on 4 different difficulties: easy, medium, hard, and Jurassic, right here on Isla Nublar. This is, like I say, Jurassic difficulty, 6.5 hours my time, not bad. Did I mention that already? I don't want to sound like I'm bragging. It's definitely not a record time. Somebody got like 4.5 hours, which is insane. But 6.5 hours is way under the par time, so I was kind of proud, I'm not going to lie. What the patch 1.6 is going to do is add challenge mode not just to Isla Nublar, but to 7 of other maps in the game. There are 7 other maps in the game. Every single one of them is going to get a challenge mode. How awesome is that? From Monstrous all the way up to Sauna, and then the two new Doctor Wu DLC maps, Isla Tucano and Isla Muerta research facilities. They're both going to get their very own challenge maps as well. 7 more challenge maps, 7 more challenge modes to complete on Jurassic difficulty. That is really, really cool in and of itself. But the kicker, ladies and gentlemen, is all 7 of those challenge modes are going to come with 2 brand new dinosaur skins, meaning patch 1.6 introduces 14 new dinosaur skins into the game, which is absolutely insane. So I'm going to bring up the images one by one, but these have been shown on Twitter. Be quiet, Joe. These have been shown on Twitter and on the Jurassic World Evolution forums. Isla Matanceros, the first island in the game, gives us a Taiga Admontosaurus and a Jungle Ceratosaurus. Now, before we talk about the other 2, I want to talk about the Jungle Ceratosaurus. That's what you're going to get for doing Jurassic difficulty 5 stars on Isla Matanceros. But when Jurassic World Evolution was, not even out yet, there were these little images on the Evolution website that showed like rotating versions of the dinosaurs that were coming out. Basically, when a dinosaur had a species profile and got properly revealed, it would then go into the website and get a little rotating model. One of those dinosaurs was the Ceratosaurus, and one of the skins, the skin shown, was a black and orange one. It was like a tiger stripe skin, and it never actually made it into the game. It was slightly weird. The jungle skin in Jurassic World Evolution is black and orange, traditionally. I mean, on a lot of dinosaurs it goes kind of red, but it's meant to be based on a tiger. So, we suspect the Jungle Ceratosaurus is this. I'm going to bring it up right here. This is the jungle skin. We suspect that this is what the Jungle Ceratosaurus is. It is a palette swap, but it's a really cool palette swap, so I'm really excited to get my hands on that one. We've also seen the Isla Tucano one. That's got a coastal Parasaurolophus and a Vivid Brachiosaurus for the 5-star Jurassic difficulty. Vivid Brachiosaurus, very cool. Coastal Parasaurolophus, I don't like the Parasaurolophus in this game, you guys may know that. And what I'm really hoping for is a new texture, a new patterning. That would be really nice, that would be a really good way to mix things up a little bit, and maybe make me love a dinosaur I used to adore. And finally, the other one we've seen is Tucano Research Facility. This is one of the Doctor Who DLC islands. That's got a coastal Stegoceratops and a arid Spinoraptor. I love the Spinoraptor skins in this game. I'm really excited to see yet another one. Now, those of you paying attention may have noticed that all of the dinosaurs from these islands come from those islands. So, Edmontosaurus and Ceratosaurus, those are dinosaurs you unlock on Matanceros. Parasaurolophus and Brachiosaurus are unlocked on Tucano, and of course the Stegoceratops and Spinoraptor are unlocked on the final island in the Doctor Who DLC, the Tucano Research Facility. We can kind of extrapolate some information from this. We can figure out that Ankylodocus is not going to get a skin in the DLC, in the patch I should say, because there's only 2, and Ankylodocus was found on Tucano Research Facility. We can also assume Troodon and Alorotitan are both going to get a new skin, because those are both on the Isla Muerta Research Facility, and those are the only 2 dinosaurs unlocked on that island. If I was to speculate a little bit further, we don't see Isla Muerta here. Now, unless I've completely gone crazy, I believe Isla Muerta is where you first unlock the Velociraptor. Have I gone crazy, or is that true? God, I hope I've not misremembered that. I'm a little worried. But hopefully I'm correct, and Isla Muerta is where you unlock the Velociraptor. In which case, given the feedback and the bite back and the angry, admittedly pushed by myself lots of times on the quality of Velociraptor skins in Jurassic World Evolution, I think we can be optimistic at the very least. Diplodocus. Optimistic at the very least that we may be getting ourselves a Velociraptor skin into the game. And on Penna, maybe we'll get a... What do you unlock on Penna? I can't even remember. Spinosaurus on Penna? Yeah? Stegosaurus on Sauna? Giganotosaurus on Sauna? Giganotosaurus, I should say, on Sauna? Majungasaurus on Sauna? Stuff like that. There's a ton of different options per island, but it's cool that we can kind of speculate a little bit based on that information. There is one more thing being shown. ready for patch 1.3, 1.6, bloody Nora. 3 achievements that are coming out, they're actually already out. If you go onto your Steam page and check Jurassic World Evolution, you can see them already. 3 achievements have been added to the game, ready for patch 1.6. They are, you'll never look at birds the same way. This is the one I'm most excited about. This is complete Isla Penna challenge mode on... Challenge mode? Yeah, on medium or above difficulty with only carnivores. You cannot hatch a single herbivore. That sounds really tough. Now, it is only medium difficulty. There's no time limit for any of these. You just need to do them. You need to get 5 stars. But still, Isla Penna challenge mode, that's going to be a little bit rough, I think, at the very least. And doing it only with carnivores. You may notice, as you look around my park, there are very few carnivores in my park, because carnivores are very bad at challenge mode, generally speaking. The Dilophosaurus is okay, some of the smaller ones are okay, maybe some medium ones like the Metriacanthosaurus shoved in with your sauropods. But your big carnivores, your T-Rexes, your Spinosauruses, your big moneymakers are terrible dinosaurs for challenge mode. They really are. I think that's a big mistake people make. They see the big rating and they think that's what challenge mode's all about. I promise you it's not. So the fact that it's carnivores only is going to make it a very interesting challenge, because that is a dinosaur variety penalty that you'll have to beat, which means you can't just stick to the small, easy to handle carnivores. I think that's going to be very difficult. I think we're going to have a play of that. There's also Fast for a Biped. This is 5 stars on challenge mode in under 4 hours on hard difficulty or above. That's actually quite a challenge. Lots of people have smashed that time already, of course, but I'd suspect about 99% of the player base or so have not done that already. I haven't done that already. I got 3.5 hours on medium, which is rubbish, 6.5 hours on Jurassic, which is pretty good. On hard mode, I think I could do it now that I've had some practice, but still, that's quite a challenge. It's going to be interesting to see how many people tackle that one as well. And we also have Ratings Master, which isn't challenge mode related. Just get a dinosaur to 5,000 or more rating, which is very easily done these days with the sheer vast quantity of genes we have. You can do it with... you know, get an Indominus Rex and get it some battling for me, or just shove loads of score into it. Yes, not a challenge in the slightest, if we're honest, because of Sandbox Mode. Right, that is it. That's all we know about patch 1.6. Really excited. Comes out. It's free in 2 days' time. My plan for it, I was thinking, right, I don't want to do a challenge mode video on all 7 new islands. We'll be here for years, and I don't think people will care that much. What I think we may do, looking at these achievements, is specifically do the You'll Never Look at Birds the Same Way achievement. That is Isla Penna, challenge mode, medium difficulty, and we'll do our medium difficulty, only carnivores. I think that's going to be a really unique and interesting challenge on Penna, so I think that's what we're going to do. We'll start that on Thursday, so keep an eye out on the channel for that. Those of you at home a little bit worried about this because maybe you've tried challenge mode and struggled, I promise you, if I can do it, you can do it. Challenge mode is not that difficult. There's a really cool Reddit thread with loads of advice that I'm going to link in the video I do about this, but I'm going to do a little guide tomorrow, I think. Just a short and sweet little one with some top tips on how to complete challenge mode. I promise you, anybody can do it as soon as you sort of nail the basics. That's all you have to do. You have to get a really good... You just wrap your head around a different way of playing and stick to it. Storms are not a big deal, and the only other challenge is your complete, utter lack of funds. Now, challenge mode on Isla Penna and on, for example, the Isla Tucano research facility is tiny. It's absolutely tiny, so I've got no idea how that's going to work. I'm really excited to see how that works. Those may be a different matter. You may have to come up with a whole new way of approaching challenge mode for that, for those Jurassic difficulties, but for Isla Nublar, I promise you, anyone at home can do it, and I will do a little guide and hopefully help you all out. And that's all I've got to say, folks, on this matter. I will do a challenge mode guide. It'll be super short, just little top tips kind of thing for tomorrow. I'm going to link this guy's guide as well. He did a fantastic guide on challenge mode. I've forgotten the name off the top of my head, but it's basically if you follow the guide, you'll win. But a lot of people do prefer video form, so I'll knock one of those out. And then on Thursday with 1.6, I'll do a video on the Sandbox updates. We'll look at the challenge modes. I will do that achievement. I think that's what we're going to do. But on my own time, I'm going to work on challenge mode. My plan is hopefully to show you guys all 14 new skins by the end of next week. That's my goal. So I have to complete all 7 challenge modes. That's quite a lot of time and a lot of effort, but I really want to get them all in the game, and I really like to be able to show you guys at home, because I know a lot of people will not have the time to do that. Most people won't have the time to do that in a week. I'm lucky enough to do this for a living, super lucky enough to do this for a living, and university is over for the term. So basically there's my 2 excuses. And I hope you guys stick around for that as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Cheers, much love. Let me know in the comments down below, how excited are we for patch 1.6? I know it's not a big patch, but we did just get a big patch. It is the last update for the year. I do think the evolution is in a much better place than it was at release. It wasn't good enough at release, we know that. It's better now. It's still not quite there, but it's getting there. Okay. I've talked enough. It's like 6 AM. My housemates are going to be very annoyed at me. Cheers, much love, as always. Bye-bye. Quick little shout out at the end. This video and others like it would not be possible at all without the support of you guys watching me at home, and also everyone on this Patreon page right here who supported me in the last month. If you want to help out as well, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. Every little really helps. Cheers.